This episode of the Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Jack Threads. Today on TRS, we check out a board game called Space Maze.
The Totally Rad Show.
Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad, Totally Rad Show, Totally Rad Show.
It's time once again to head over to the gaming table and talk about some designer board games. Today's game is from a very small publisher called Wacky Works, not to be confused with
Looney Labs. I know
which
that.
is a very much bigger publisher.
We all know Looney Labs.
And they're the guys who do Flux and
Yeah, we do know Looney Labs.
Yeah, we do. And this is a game called Space Maze, and it is about aliens trying to get an artifact from a space station.
And it's not corn.
Not Space Maze. No, it is in fact a giant maze that this space station is made up of different tiles that all have primary colors on each entrance to the tile. And you have guys in your of your aliens that are made up of secondary colors. So two primary colors make a secondary color. So where those two entrances meet, if that matches the color of your guy, that guy can go through that entrance. So you're trying to get to the center of the board to get the hat of ultimate power or some such thing and retrieve it back to your space station, all the while changing the board by rotating pieces so that you can get matchups that favor the color of your guy.
Yeah, and you can switch tiles, but you can switch tiles that have people on it and they move.
You get cars that play things
Yeah.
to the tiles to manipulate them in different ways.
It's a wacky kind of situation because things are
very
always
weird.
in flux.
Yeah. But it's not Flux.
But it's not.
But
yeah,
similar-
it has one
is
of the...
similar- I did say, ironically, Looney Labs, Wacky Works, I did say this game is a lot like Flux. It's structured that way where everyone's playing to one goal in Flux, and then all of a sudden the goal will
changes.
completely
Yeah.
change on you.
Well, the goal's always the same here, but just sort of the...
How you,
But
your
it-
plan
no, but
changes.
my goal is I'm gonna get the thing and bring it in the center. I'm gonna go to the center of the board and go back to my thing. And then the plan becomes I gotta go to Jeff because he's got the thing.
That's Alex.
I know. And then
good switch.
Alex steals it from you. And now okay, now my plan is I gotta go to Alex
Right,
to get
yeah.
the thing. And that, so it's
This is the hat of ultimate power.
Okay.
You want the hat of ultimate power. We're landing on a space station. Our spaceship is taking our little dudes down to this space station. And you want to get the hat of ultimate power
And get
bring
back to
it
your
back
ship.
to your spaceship before anybody else.
Okay.
Your guy can only go through doorways that add up to his color. So yellow and blue make green.
Yeah.
Green can go through it. Blue and yellow make
Blue and red.
Blue and red make purple. You can go through that. Yellow and red make orange. You can go through that. You're gonna have these cards in your hand that let you affect the boards. You're gonna be able to rotate them, switch them around, all kinds of stuff.
That's awesome.
And when you move a piece, if there's somebody on it, they move with it.
Love it.
yeah,
So the
it's
way-
very,
The way this works is that whoever's turn it is rolls all the dice.
Okay.
And then we go through and we get to pick one at a time, one die to at a time to use. If you're in this room, you can spend an additional movement to move onto the data pad. When you're on the data pad, that's how you draw a card. So the only time you ever draw a card is by spending a movement to stand on the data pad and download the movement card into your hand. So if this guy is out here and you do an orange die on number 2, you play it down on your action card like that with your orange 2. That means he is the guy who's activating the 90-degree turn. And there's a little indicator that shows you which, in relation to him, which tiles can be affected. So it's this one, that one, this one, that one, or that one. It's a plus sign, right? That's not the best way to do that.
It's good.
It's dice. What do you want me to do?
So now you pick either a movement one, or you pick a color number to do with an action.
A movement here.
So now you do it. So you move your orange guy 3 spaces.
1, 2, 3.
Perfect.
Great.
Cool.
Excellent.
Good work.
You're up here.
Okay. I'm gonna do an action card.
You would have to.
Boom. Do I have to do this?
Yes. If you want the orange guy to move.
Or you can do a blue 3, or I mean a purple 3.
So it's moves one of these 180 degrees.
Yes.
Or up to 180 degrees. You can do it 90 or 180.
I'm doing it 180.
Nice.
Hat of ultimate power. Oh wait, is that your ship over there? Dang it.
Oh, see, Jerry,
What?
if you do the diagonal exchange green, you can literally move this to here with your guy on it. You know what I mean?
Well, he's okay right now. All he
Diagonal
needs is boom, boom, and he's.
Oh yeah, I guess
he
that's
needs a
true.
Free move, and he's won the game. This looks like the Atari ET.
That looks like the total
Oh my
Atari.
God!
What just happened?
You did it.
I knew it.
What just happened?
I knew it!
You did the block.
I knew
You
it.
did the block.
He took the thing that would have made the thing.
The three orange. Yeah, because he looked at your orange, and
I
orange,
know.
you're glad. Maybe you shouldn't have made such a big deal about it, Trachtenberg.
He's got to get full 3 though.
I gotta
It's not
get
just
orange 3.
Orange 3 is rare, especially 2. What he needs is actually 2 orange 3s to be rolled. That's the only way.
You can't go down.
It's the only way.
That way,
1, 2,
that way.
3.
Yeah.
Because if 1 orange 3 gets rolled, Jeff will just pick that up. If 2 orange 3s gets rolled, Jeff can pick his up. No man diddly squat.
Diddly did squat.
Diddly dip dip the squat.
Is there any 3 oranges?
No.
No, 3 oranges
There's
for
only
you,
one.
sir.
There's only 1 2 orange, which is probably the best thing.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do movement.
Yeah.
3 purple and 1 green.
Oh, I didn't even think of it. I didn't even think of it.
2 stealing the hat of power.
Wait, that's not illegal. That's not a legal move.
It is.
Why is that not legal?
Because this is we're in space.
In space, no one can hear you scream, Jerry. So stop screaming.
I think it's more of a squeal that just happened.
Now I don't even know what to do anymore.
I was so focused on Jerry.
I know.
I love really unique and interesting mechanics, right? So like Cutthroat Caverns, where you hide the card. It's the first time we saw that. Us, it may not be the first time it's ever been there. Now it's kind of a thing that people do. But I love the idea that you take all of the dice at the beginning of the round, and one person rolls them all. And then it's not about can you roll your movement dice to get what you need. It's when, because you go around one at a time and pick dice, when do I pick that thing that I need?
Right.
And it's a really sort of graceful way of doing the sort of random and strategy all together. Because a lot of times the dice rolling is just, oh, it's the random part.
Right.
Whereas here it's like, well, the random part happens right at the get-go. And then it becomes strategy of when do you pick? And there was a big strategy of like, if, I saw that your green guy was close to the hat and there was only 1 green 4, I'd take it even though I don't need it, but I know that if you could use
you
it,
choose
that's
to play
the one.
offensively or defensively in that way.
So there was a really great mechanic. Once we realized that moving the things actually moved the person with them, the game blew my mind. I mean, it was so much fun, and it was so it's silly competitiveness.
Yeah. It's got a little
never
bit of
got-
screw your neighbor.
Yeah.
But it's not really ever mean.
Yeah, it's silly because you can't really screw anybody that bad.
Right.
My only one little gripe about it, because it's a very fun game, it's a very fast game, it doesn't take very long. It's fairly easy to set up and pretty straightforward once you get into it. So it sounds a little complicated when you're just sort of hearing it for the first time, but once you get into it, the rhythm's pretty easy. My only one little gripe is it has that. Oh, yeah, all right, in 4 rounds, Dan's gonna win. You know what I mean? Like there's just that little bit.
There's always chance. There's always the card that someone
No, but
had
like the
that
last
you didn't
game
know,
the last time we played, it was like there's literally nothing we can
That's
do.
not a quality of the game though. That happened that game. There's any other game there could have been, because that's. I'll let you finish, but I have a point to that could carry into the thing.
Yeah, I mean that was my
own.
only gripe.
Okay, right.
Was that is a possibility because then it becomes, well, okay, let's scrap this game because you won. Or, okay, well, let's play the 2 rounds it takes for you to win, and then we'll play again. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of a letdown. Though it doesn't always end up that way. It's just that it can. But I had a blast. I mean, I was surprised at how much fun was able to get out of such what's seemingly simple idea.
Yeah.
The thing that I love about the game is that it has that. It creates those big game moments that happen when a bunch of dudes are watching football, or we're sitting around playing this kind of board game where at the last second you've got the thing that flops the thing. You think Jeff's gonna win, but the tile now goes all the way back here. In the mechanics are baked in great suspense and action and all that stuff. I love the physical pieces. I love that you got to put the hat in the thing. I love that in all games. Like I love a lot of this game remind me of Fireball Island, one of my favorite games ever. But even like games like Pop Goes Perfection, and like, I love manipulating the board. I love when you can actually change the board and its effects on people. Once again, in Fireball Island, the ball, thing rolls down and knocks your guy over. And now you get, like I love that it's not like it very easily could have been even with a board pieces on it. It still could have been just cards. It still could have been, I have the Hat of Power card. Or token, but putting the hat on me, and then take the hat and put it on this guy, and the board, like, his cards say that now you're over here, but no, actually the pieces move.
They're big, chunky pieces. It feels good.
Only thing
colorful.
is, you have to like. There's no.
It's a little annoying. There's no quick way to spin.
They should be. They could have all been like on a. They could have been on a rotating. When you're a kid, you like pin something and a clock. You make a clock out of like paper
Star Control login thing.
Wow.
Way back.
Reference.
Way back.
Yeah. So that hardware-wise, could have been easier, but it's
it's super fun. Easy to recommend game, unless of course you're colorblind, which I'm not sure there's a method of differentiating the colors other than the color. So a lot of games use shape as well as color, so that people who are colorblind won't have a problem.
I'm not colorblind, but theoretically,
I'm not colorblind, but let me talk about it.
Whatever you're not seeing, it would be consistent across the board.
Well, no, people who are colorblind will just see all gray.
Oh,
You know
I thought
what I
when
mean?
you're colorblind,
So
you're like
tell.
colorblind with like one color.
It's different for people, but a lot of board games will do shape as well as color.
What do you do if you're colorblind with all colors? What does that look like?
Black and white.
You can be colorblind with all colors. You just see in black and white.
I don't know.
In life, that is so crazy. That's true.
I don't think you see like a black and white film.
What does it look like? Well, you colorblind with all colors.
If you're colorblind, send Dan an email.
Of all colors.
at Dan Trachtenberg.
Not most colors
at
or
Danny
one color.
TRS.
Yeah, at Danny TRS.
Anywho, really fun, easy game to learn, pick up quickly. Great components, and it's got beautiful design. I think very elegant. I love the fact that you can get on a data pad to get a new card on every single tile. There aren't just certain tiles.
Right.
It's really well thought out, and it's got a great, easy to learn, easy to teach premise. And my only gripe is that it's only up to 4 people. I hope there's an expansion that adds more people because
that would be crazy.
Different settings too. You can play this game in fantasy types, Munchkin styles. You could be
Space Maze, Fantasy Maze,
Western
Maze,
Corn
Westwood.
Maze.
Yeah. Old West Town Maze.
So get on board and pick this one up. This is
Great
a
space
good
catchphrase.
Trying it.
Get on board.
All right, everybody, be sure to stick around. We're going to be answering one of your Twitter questions right after this. But first, we want to thank our sponsors, Jeff Cannata.
Let me tell you a little bit about the Jack Threads. Dan?
Yep.
What's the Jack Threads?
Well, that's sort of your job.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about the Jack Threads. Jack Threads is an online-only shopping club whose primary mission in this universe is to prevent suckers. Now, what's a sucker, you ask? Well, clearly you don't watch this show.
That I know.
Yeah.
Dan,
This guy.
Alex is a
what?
sucker.
Yeah.
But I'm a member of Jack
Why much
Threads.
did you pay for all this?
80% off Jack Threads.
Oh, not a sucker! Suckers pay full
not
price.
donuts.
See, that's the thing. Suckers pay full price. Don't be a sucker. You can get, like Alex Albrecht, non-sucker, card-carrying non-sucker.
Just like you, right? Just like
me.
you.
80% off every single day. Sweet, awesome clothes. Cool brands. Stuff like,
Stussy, Kid Robot, Hurley.
you guys know, because you guys are in the club. You want to be part of the club? You got to join up. Get behind that velvet rope. Use our special hookup because you watch our show. Go to jackthreads.com/TRS.
Bam.
And you will be able to get your non-suckerification card-carrying non-sucker card. TM.
Bam.
Get it. Do it.
Patent pending.
Also, send in backgrounds to our show.
Yes. Fans at TotallyRadShow.com.
Join us tomorrow for Secret Identity.
Today's Twitter question comes from @Dvorak, Brian A. Dvorak, that is, who asks if you had to run a fruit farm, key phrase, had to,
Forced to.
what would your crop be? Now,
I have one.
Mine would be Jeff. No, I'm just kidding.
Wait a minute, that means that I'm the.
Hey! I'm gonna go a little controversial.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say avocado.
Oh, that's not.
That would be mine.
Well, controversial.
Avocado, tomato,
Controversial.
raisins.
Besides that,
That's
you just
what I would do.
damned
That's
the
science.
question. You
Science.
damned it.
But that would be the one because I
That
would
is
rather
science.
have that.
That's fact.
You hate fruit.
Right, so tomatoes, because I do like tomatoes.
You guys are both damning
cucumber,
this question.
or avocado.
I grew up.
What do you want me to say?
I'm
thought
going to
this
say
was
kiwi.
fun.
Kiwi, because they're really hard to find, and then when you have them, you're
Not
like,
in New
fucking
Zealand.
kiwi.
How
Why
often
would
do you
I
want
not?
a kiwi?
Every day.
Kiwi day.
Every day is kiwi day.
I grew
if
up
you
on a
can
fruit
find
farm.
it.
I did not grow up on a fruit farm, but I grew up with a grandmother who had the best orange tree ever.
Yeah.
Oranges the size of grapefruits that were the sweetest things you've ever had. My late grandfather, stop making fun. My late grandfather actually sort of spliced together a
Dan, seriously, what do you?
orange, different strains of orange tree and made this like uber tree. And to this day, I can't get oranges in the store because they don't taste as good. And there's nothing better in the world than walking to your grandmother's backyard or your backyard and picking an orange and peeling
Yeah.
it. In the summertime, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So I took it seriously.
I did too. Avocado
I did too. Tomato.
or kiwi. Thank you.